Okay, good morning. Welcome to Friday. First off, quite a lot of you, messaged and commented on a video a while ago that I have to share Mom's rusk recipe. If you're watching on Instagram, this will be posted immediately after this video in my feed. Mom sent it to me. She translated it from Afrikaans to English. I got a picture of her and I, and I'll be posting that on my feed after this. But in the caption, I'm also going to say, don't bullshit me. Don't make me post this for free. So I need to see pictures of you actually making Mom's rusks. So I have this. A lot of people think this is a rusk. This is a biscuit. This is a good morning breakfast biscuit. All right? And apparently it has something to do with mixed berries and cereal. So it's all I could find at the shop. Coffee on the run. So I'll try these. Not as good as Mom's, I'll tell you already. It's nice. So I'll post the Mom's rusk recipe immediately after this video. And then what else? As of this episode, I'm going to be posting these morning coffees on YouTube as well. Literally just duplicated across. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you wonder where the other 60-something episodes are, go to my Instagram TV channel. It is in the description down below. For you guys on Instagram, you guys rock. You can just stay here with me. Thanks for watching. It's really cool. I actually really am enjoying this. Like, I was speaking to Laura in the office yesterday, and it started like 60 episodes ago. I was just thinking of, because wildlife and the way that we consume online has changed. So I didn't want to post just wildlife anymore. And I wanted to get to a place where, do I say this? That you're more than a guide or more than what you do. And LeBron James started this a while ago. And hello, Jono. Oh, you want the keys? No, come in. Oh, lekker. Jono wants the keys.
Everyone.
There.
Morning, all.
Oh, you got them. And you got.
I've got the sanitizer in front of me. Always sanitizing at Walt and I.
Safety first.
Safety first.
Lekker. Okay, where were we? We were saying that. Now I've got to just get my chain of thought back here.
Sorry, dude.
No, it's fine. I can do this. Oh, yes. Okay, so why this all started, didn't just want to post wildlife images and just create something more, because there's more depth to anything. You being a photographer, you don't just have to be a photographer. There's so much more to it. And the Nike campaign that they did with LeBron James from about 2-3 years ago was more than an athlete. And the point there was that some of the athletes started getting involved in relevant stuff, Black Lives Matter, politics, whatever. But people said, no, you're an athlete. You should stay in your box and not say anything. But I think that that's wrong, because we all have an opinion. We're human to start with. So even though I am a wildlife photographer and I'm a very good photographic educator, there's more to it. There should always be more to it. So that's why I started these morning coffee videos. So I could literally just sit down and talk and create daily content. I didn't have to think about it. I just sit down and talk whatever comes to mind. So that's why I'm doing this. John messed me around now. It's Friday. I have the attention of a goldfish today. So that's why I started doing this. Guys on Instagram, awesome. Anyway. So I'm sure I'll get it. So anyway, Mom's rusk recipe is coming up. And this morning, it made me think yesterday. I was somewhere walking yesterday in a shop or something. And like, let me interlude this or lead this in first. I used to work in the lodges, right? So you would be at the lodge for 6 weeks and then home for 2 weeks. And once in a while, you would do double sessions. So I've done a 14 back-to-back week stint and then home for 2 weeks and you start again. Your sense of humor is shot. Nothing's funny anymore after 14 weeks. But I would literally be home on the Sunday morning. We would get home on the Friday from the bush. And then Sunday morning, wake up, drive to go and buy the newspaper in the old days, and to get a croissant or something, and I'll drive around the corner and there's a branch laying in the road. And I'm like, okay, your mind just starts going, oh shit, there's an elephant close by. And I start looking, where's the elephants? Because they're the only one that leaves branches in the road that's broken. Never mind the storm from the night before. So yesterday I was in a shop somewhere, just stopped in quickly, and I was standing paying, and off to my side, there was like a pot or something, right? And in this pot, there was a string, a piece of rope. And it caught my eye, and immediately I'm like, snake. So the environment that I've worked in obviously has affected this in a big way. But then I started thinking about two stories with rubber snakes. So the first one, and this is Kim, if you watch this, I love you to bits. And this was, I mean, you obviously were a bit hysterical at the time, but looking back, it's funny. So years ago, this must be 2013, 14, somewhere, right? Mm, we in the Mara, and if you've seen our Wild Mara videos, go and look at on the Wild website. It's the closed Land Rovers, but the Land Cruisers, and it popped up, so you can stand up in it and you can look out, or you can go through the windows on the side. So, so we park next to each other, two vehicles parked next to each other like this, right, waiting for a river crossing. So I'm in the car with Nancy, Kim's at the back, and I'm with Sammy, one of my guides, and in the other car, Simon and Jimmy, and I cannot remember who was with them in the vehicle. But now we're standing close, so the guests know each other, same camp, we're talking across, this, that, the other. And I notice, because I'm sitting in the front with Nancy, Jimmy's driving, the two of us, and then in the back. There's only 4 seats, right? And in the middle is a big open area where the cooler box goes. So out of the corner of my eye, I kind of noticed that Jimmy's a naughty shit, very. And I can see there's something going on. There's giggling and laughing and looking at us and this and that. Anyway, I look at them and I can't really figure what the hell Jimmy's up to. And Simon's in on this as well. Simon, if you watch this, golden moment. So we carry on and I'm eating a packet of chips. They've got these amazing chips there. And the next moment, I just hear like and Kim starts screaming in the back of this car. Now I'm like, okay, first thing is, do you remember your first aid? I look around, and as I look around for my seat, there's a snake in the car on the floor, like proper snake, right? But like curled up. So my first thing is, okay, now what? So I kind of sit back to make a decision. At the same time, Kim can't come past us. She's at the back between the seats, like clawing at the window to try and get out, screaming because there's a snake in the car. And this all happens in like half a second. I'm like, fuck, what do I do? So I'm going through first aid and anti-venom and where's the closest hospital and how do I, and all of that happens. As I just, at the moment, you step out of the moment, I look, and Jimmy and Simon are absolutely pissing themselves. Jimmy got a rubber snake, and they thought it would be a good idea to throw the snake from their vehicle into ours. Looking back now, it was funny. In that moment, Shane, Kim, it took literally about 10 minutes for her to just kind of breathe and calm down. It was funny as hell afterward, but in that moment, it's like, what the fuck? Snakes do that. And look, they knew each other because they've traveled together before and they're at the same camp and so on and so forth. But it was, I will never forget that moment turning around, Kim clawing at the window to try and get out, and the snake on the floor, and Jimmy and Simon peeing themselves in the car next door. So the other, this was golden to me. A couple of years ago, maybe 2016, I think, I was at Londolozi hosting a private guided safari. So Dennis and Lisa was there. Dennis was the photographer, him and I working together. Lisa, his girlfriend, just came with, lovely people. And the morning we're sitting at Londolozi for breakfast. We've just come back from Game Drive. And at Londolozi, each group, you have your own butler. So it's an old Shangaan chap. I should remember his name. He's a legend. And he basically takes care of you, whatever your needs are. So he would look at you at the. It's Friday. I need more coffee. Hang on. He will take care of you every time you get to the restaurant, to the eating area. So he's your butler, your servant, your server, come on, Gerry, your waiter. Anyway, so this guy's talking, and we got a good rapport with him. It's like day 2 or 3, whatever, talking this, that, the other. And Lisa says, oh, look, and there's a vervet monkey that jumps, and he's sitting just behind the breakfast buffet. And the vervet monkey does this thing. So they kind of do one of those, right? And he's now checking us out. So Lisa asked, well, do they ever steal stuff off the buffet? And it's like, yeah, I mean, and I know from lodges, these things are pains. They jump, and then they go, and they take whatever they can. So the Shangaan chap says, no, they do, but he can take care of them. I'm like, oh, yeah, what? True story, I shit you not. So on the breakfast buffet, there's this big triangular thing. At the bottom, there's like fruit. In the middle, there's muffins and things, and some croissants at the top, like a pyramid of just delightful stuff. And he says, okay, watch this. So what the monkeys would normally do, they sit on this beam, like the railing behind the breakfast buffet, and they're quick. Hey, they'll jump up, grab, and go. So our Shangan says, watch this. He proceeds to take a rubber snake, similar to the one that was thrown into my vehicle, and he ties a piece of like fishing line to it. He goes, so he chases the monkey off. This thing runs up the tree, and he takes the muffin that's closest to where this thing would jump up. He puts it, and he ties this somehow. He ties the string to it. The string's on the table. He puts the rubber snake on the table, and he covers it with a serviette. He walks away. Now, Dennis and I say to him, dude, there's no way. There is no chance in hell this is going to work. Sit and wait. We have another cup of coffee. Monkey comes back, jumps on the railing. He's like one of these. Yeah. And he does this. So we kind of stay back, and Struce God, monkey jumps on, grabs the muffin that's closest, which is now attached to the snake. As he pulls it, the snake now comes out from underneath the serviette. This monkey screeches like you have never, high-pitched, and starts like running, jumping away, but does not let go of the muffin. So now you have this vivid monkey, and from there he went off to the left. So here's this monkey running with a muffin in his hand. The snake, probably about a meter behind him because of this fishing line, he is screeching his way over, and he's running, checking behind him. And this thing must think this is fucking Super Snake, right? Because this monkey's flying over the roof, and the snake is following up at that speed. We were hysterical. We were absolutely hysterical. And so our Shangan guy was very proud. He's like, yo, see, I can take care of them. So eventually we went and I walked with him around. We found the wrapping paper, like halfway, and then the snake like off over there as well. So I think this monkey actually ate on the run, but I just wish in his mind what this thing must have thought. Like how in any way is this snake keeping up with me? Love it. So random. This is random. So I was working at Tuningi Game. Lots of stories this morning. I was working at Tuningi Game Lodge many years ago. Myself, Gavin, and Grant. Gavin is still there. Gavin Tonkinson. Grant Marcus, you'll know, he runs a couple of wildlife trips. So we're all guiding and working there together. And there was these vervet monkeys become really pushy. And so in the mornings, we would come back from game drive. You'll meet at the bar, have a cup of coffee there. People are having their breakfast. You sit around, you chat. And there's one male vervet monkey, big blue balls. You've seen them. Blue balls, monkey, huge. So he would jump up close to the guests, and he would sit there, and he would literally like come at them like one of those. And he would intimidate people. And after a while, even the waitresses, like the local ladies, and they're all dressed up beautifully in their local garments and like the duk on the cup, what's it called? Like the local, yeah, but you know what I mean. So they look lovely. And they would try and chase this monkey away, but he was just like, and he would come back at them as well. So the one day we decided maybe it's a good idea if we dress up as waitresses and we can get close enough to either, I don't know, throw him with something or whatever the case is. So we go to the back in the kitchen. Now we're all dressing up as waitresses, right? The duk, the thing, the apron, everything like the waitresses. I think I made a pretty good looking waitress at the time, but that's just me. So now we're looking from the kitchen area through, and this monkey sitting there where the guests are. So literally the waitresses walk out, the real ones, not us, the real ones, and they also go and chase him away. And he doesn't move. He's literally like waits for them, and he gives them one of these. Are you talking to me? As we walked out of the kitchen, that monkey, and it's maybe 15 meters, right? No, give it 25. Literally, as we walk out the kitchen, this monkey just goes up like this, checks us, and he's gone. Bah! Because he knew we would throw him with water bottles or whatever we could just to chase him away. He literally saw us come out there in our beautiful waitress garments, and he would run away. So, fuck, I haven't thought of that for a while. Anyway, so, the other thing I wanted to ask you guys, I am looking at blogging a lot more on my personal website, not the wildlife photography stuff, all of that work, travel photography, that will stay on the wildlife blog. But kind of linked to my studies that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be blogging a lot more, short to the point things. And I want to set it up so as soon as I post the blog, it auto emails it out to people. If you're keen, please drop me a DM if you're keen. I just want to know that I'm not going to do this for nothing and nobody's going to watch. I'm quite keen on that. So daily if I can, short little things, just thoughts, funny things, serious things, whatever. But just this out needs it. So that's the one thing. And then I had an interesting conversation 2 or 3 days ago as well about this pandemic thing. Now, in yesterday's episode, I asked you guys to share, have you had the vaccine? Which one? And are you ready to travel? And your comments, guys, I cannot thank you enough for the comments and engagement on these videos. It's really cool. And I might not answer all of them. I read every single one and I'll heart them all the way down because then I've seen it. But I will eventually get back to answering as well. It's just a little bit busy right now. But yeah, so and I had a conversation a couple of days ago about the mental health impact of this COVID thing around the world, right? So my question of the day for you today is, since lockdown started around the world, March last year, until today, right now, wherever you are sitting, listening and watching to this, what is one good thing that has changed for you in your life since COVID happened? Let's flip this into a positive. And don't give me things like, oh, I'm grateful for, I get that. I'm also grateful for a lot of things. I want to know practically, what practically has been a good thing for you personally out of COVID? Give me a little bit of depth. I want to understand what it is that changed for you. It's an interesting one. Anyway, okay, that's enough now. I am going to get this thing loaded. I'm going to load Mom's rusk recipe and finish these biscuit things. I mean, it's not a rusk, but it's fine. And I might see you over the weekend. I might not. If I don't, have a great weekend. If I do, I'll chat to you tomorrow. Stay safe, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you on the flip side. My name is Gerry. I'm from Walt and I. Bye.